fallen on the rest of us now.
All right, let's talk about Rick Helmuth just for a second. You probably don't like to talk about yourself, but give us some of Rick's background. What are you all about?
Well, that could be kind of a short conversation, Larry.
That's all right.
Belt, Montana. Grew up on a ranch. Went to, my life changed when a gentleman by the name of Sonny Holland, that's actually one of the inductees to the Montana Football Hall of Fame next week, when he showed up in Great Falls in 1966, I had a friend that was going to Great Falls High School while I was out of Bell Valley High School, and said, "Hey, would you like to come to Great Falls High and play?" Well, I had 5 guys that were going to, play football out there in my class, and the Mighty Thunder and Herd sounded great, so I went to Great Falls High my senior year, and that's how I ended up coming to Eastern Montana College as a walk-on, and of course it turned out very well there for 4 years, and then I found out about rodeo, and I professionally was a steer wrestler for a while. Wanted to be a teacher and coach. Didn't know if I liked the politics of the educational system at the time. Matter of fact, I had a principal suggest that I might think of something else because I wanted to discipline a set of parents one day. So I didn't coach, went back to ranching, and then sold the ranch in 90 and moved to Billings and have been here ever since. And this is one of the projects I love to work on.
So I was a bison, too. I went to high school in Great Falls at Great Falls High for a couple of years back in the 70s.
Oh, you good man, you.
Yeah, I was a bison for a couple of years and moved to Frenchtown, Montana. Let's talk about the Montana Hall of Fame. This is a big deal coming up, big party coming up next week.
It is a big deal, and if you can imagine that it was an idea on May 1st, and where we've come to now to induct 13 players Friday, August 12th over at the Billings Hotel and Convention Center, and the fact that without any advertising, we sold 15 tables so far, just word of mouth and social media.
How cool, yeah.
It's incredible, but here's what we found. This is where it gets pretty interesting. Larry, there's 140 kids that we found so far that have gone from the University of Montana into professional football. There's about 70 at Montana State. There were 10 from Eastern Montana College in a 12-year period. There's 3 from Carroll, 2 from Rocky and Tech, and 1 from Western that have gone on to the NFL that we've found. Now, what we're hoping is that people that come to the event and see the magazine, we have a 50-page glossy magazine with all of this information in it. It's really cool, and we've really got to thank our advertisers for that. But we're hoping people look that stuff up and say, hey, so-and-so is missing from 1932.
Yes, I'm sure there are a few gaps as of this date, but I mean, you're talking big. Give us some of the big names like Mitch Donahue and Jan Stenerud, who you're very familiar with.
Absolutely. We start out. One of the more interesting stories is going to be the first inductee, Harvey Munford. He was the first black athlete from any school in Montana, basketball player here, and to put it in context, he made his living jumping up high enough to take dimes off the top of a backboard. I mean, he was a phenomenal athlete, but he was a basketball player, but he was the fastest guy on the team, so the Los Angeles Rams said, here's a guy 6'9", that fast, we're going to recruit him to block kicks. So he went to the NFL for the Rams in 65, later played for the Los Angeles Lakers in the basketball team, but he'll be the first inductee. Then Jan Stenerud, and you're right, he's in Canton, he's an automatic in Montana, but it really gets interesting from there. The Lazatich family from Billings, Bill Millen and Pete Lazatich are going to be inducted as a family. Karen Moses here in town is going to talk about her father, Bill Lazatich. And Millen's daughter, Milana from Bozeman, will be here. But then it goes to later on in the decade to Brian Salonen, Pat Donovan, Mitch Donahue. Donahue Roofing did a wonderful thing. They bought 30 footballs. So all the inductees are going to sign these footballs, and they'll be available to the audience that night. We're going to have a raffle, and people are going to leave with 30 signed footballs.
Oh, that's cool.
And then Dave Dickinson, again, he did his. I've seen his video acceptance speech, and you talk about one humble guy. It's a pretty incredible speech. And then Tuff Harris and Chris Horn from Rocky Mountain College kind of round out the 13. There are 2, Sonny Holland and Kane Ione, 2 Bobcats for a service category that the selection committee came up with that are also going to be inducted. But it's quite a night. Those speeches it's going to be, in my opinion, the premier football banquet of the year.
Yeah, it'll be some emotions as well. And give us the bullet points, where, when, what time, how people can get tickets, and how we can help you out, Rick.
The NFL celebrities are going to start coming into town Wednesday night. They're going to play at a golf tournament with a lot of the football alum from Eastern on Thursday. I think there's one golf team spot left. If anybody's interested, they can call me, and that's 208-8142.
So give us dates. So next Thursday would be August 11th?
That's 11th. And then the banquet start where there's a tour for anybody that's in town. First of the Rockies' new facilities, Rocky Mountain College. They are absolutely gorgeous, the new field up there. Then we're going to go to Tarakitis Fine Art Gallery downtown because of his affiliation with football. Then the banquet, the reception really starts at 5 o'clock out at the Billings Hotel and Convention Center at 5, so that people with kids that want to have them taking pictures with the celebs or people that know the celebs and want to socialize can. The banquet starts at 6 sharp so that we can get through all the acceptance speeches. Universal Athletics is selling tickets, and they really stepped up to the plate, Larry, because they're going to host a permanent exhibit at their new store in Bozeman on North 7th. So every one of the inductees is going to have a display on an easel when they're called up, and they're going to be given a Hall of Fame jacket from Montana, and they are really cool.
What about on social?
Quite a night.
What about on social media, Facebook, website, for people to look up more information on this? Because we can't possibly get everything in during this talk here.
No, but you're sure doing a great job of it.
No, you're doing all the work.
We have a Facebook page, a Montana Football Hall of Fame, or you can go to Big Huddle, and there's a link there, and there's also a request for tickets there. But Universal Athletics in all 7 major locations in Montana, the 7 cities, Universal Athletic is also selling tickets, so folks can get them. And I would recommend they do it soon.
Yeah.
15 tables pre-sold without any advertising. I know we got 2 more requests early this week, so it will sell out.
Congratulations. August 12th, the big night coming up. And Rick Helmus with us, chairman of Big Huddle. And what an exciting time coming up, and I appreciate the time.
If you have not tried cryotherapy, then here in Billings you can now, since last July. Cindy Graff and her staff at N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, Suite number 4. If you're an athlete or if you just work out, if you're elderly and have the aches and pains, try cryotherapy. If you log on to the website, you'll learn a lot about what cryotherapy is all about and how it can help you as well. N2 Cryotherapy in Billings, N2cryo.com. I get my haircut every 6 weeks from Jim and Austin's Barber Shop in Billings Heights at 2225 Main Street in the Heights. The best $10 haircut you'll ever have. And Jim and Austin's Barber Shop, they're trained to be barbers. Basic haircut, $10, 10 minutes in and out. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main in the Billings Heights, and like them on Facebook, Jim and Austin's Barbershop in Billings Heights.
Hi, this is John Lagerquist, the voice of the Carroll College Fighting Saints for 25 years. I'm very excited about the new Montana Football Hall of Fame. Every NFL player from a Montana school since 1926 will one day be eligible for induction. Those like Carroll's Casey Fitzsimmons and over 100 others. Plan to be in Billings for the first induction class on August 12th. Listen close for ticket information.
Tickets are available at all Universal Athletic locations and at bighuddle.com.
Livin' Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry live.
Fawn fire, which was started by a lightning strike, grew significantly on Saturday night. As of Sunday night, the estimates are that about 915 acres are burning. The fire location in the northwestern section of Yellowstone National Park is visible from Mammoth Hot Springs, Gardner, West Yellowstone, and along Route 191. However, park managers are ensuring everyone that the smoke does not pose a threat. To keep firefighters and visitors safe, though, there have been some closures to campsites along with the Bighorn Pass Trail, and the Fawn Pass Trail will follow the Fawn Fire, Yellowstone National Park, this week here on the show. LivinLargeLarry.com from the Redline Computer Studios in West Billings.
Livin' Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry live.
Our forecast. Livin Large Larry live, livinlargelarry.com from the Redline Computer Studios in West Billings. All kinds of blinds and Billings, all kinds of blindsmt.com for a variety of blinds, vertical blinds, the Roman shades, the mini blinds, and ask about repair as well. All kinds of blinds and window film for security, all kinds of blinds mt.com.
The return of football is just around the corner, and what a better way to prime your gridiron pump than to rub shoulders and listen to the stories of a collection of the state's best. Hi everybody, Mick Holdeen here, inviting you to the inaugural induction of the Montana Football Hall of Fame in Billings.
An inaugural induction ceremony will be held August 12th at the Billings Hotel and Convention Center. Go to Montana Football Hall of Fame on Facebook. Tickets are available at all Universal Athletic locations or online at bighuddle.com.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
Couple of news stories here. News at a glance around Billings and our community here. So we're live on YouTube this morning in the TuneIn smartphone app, livinlargelarry.com. You can access all of our audio components there. It's a broadcast from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Wave Car Wash off of King and 29th Street West.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
As we utilize KTVQ.com, Color8.com, the Billings Gazette, and state news writer Brian Bennett from the Northern News Network for a glance at our Billings news here. Billings police are investigating a late-night armed robbery in the Heights that left one patron with a minor head injury. Officers were called to the Hilltop Station Casino near Hilltop Road and Main Street shortly after 11:30 p.m. on Tuesday night on a report of a robbery. Billings PD Sergeant Matthew Cheney said two males entered the small casino, which was occupied by one employee and two customers, and robbed the casino at gunpoint. One of the suspects approached the casino employee demanding money, while the other suspect confronted patrons, striking one of them in the head with his handgun. He was treated on scene. The suspects fled the casino with an undisclosed amount of money. Police issued a vague description of the suspects, only saying they appeared to be middle-aged white males at this point. A new fire was reported Tuesday night on the Clarks Forks Ranger District of Shoshone National Forest, estimated to be about 500 acres in size. The Hunter Peak Fire is approximately 30 miles northwest of Cody, Wyoming. Due to fire activity, the Squaw Creek area is being evacuated as we speak. If it's a regular part of your route, you're well aware Grand Avenue near Shiloh Road is now open for traffic, but there's still plenty of work ahead. With two roundabouts, the city's $3.8 million project still requires streetlights, walk signals for pedestrians, landscaping, and permanent striping, all of which is expected to wrap up by the end of September. The main part of the project finished several days early last week, allowing traffic to continue through from 32nd Street West to Shiloh Road. That's good news. And along that route, if you haven't heard, Jay Johansson, the owner of the Athlete's Foot, who closed down for a couple of weeks during the end of the construction, will reopen on Thursday, August 11th, the Athlete's Foot's at the same location. Earlier this year, the number of highway crash fatalities was trending ahead of the previous year, but now the number of fatalities this year is fewer than previous. Last year at this time, statewide, there have been 115 fatal vehicle crashes in Montana with 123 deaths, compared to 105 fatal crashes with 114 deaths so far this year. And a small fire burning on the west side of Yellowstone National Park was detected on Monday night by a smoke jumper aircraft passing overhead. This morning, fire monitors will be shuttled into the area to evaluate measures needed to be undertaken at the Cougar Creek cabin to ensure its protection should the fire move south. And Tuesday in Billings, Riverstone Health broke ground on a new facility to be named the Ballard Center in honor of Bill and Marilyn Ballard, who donated $1 million to the campaign to add 48 exam rooms in a 34,000 square foot expansion of one of the nation's only teaching health centers. The $11 million goal is more than two-thirds of the way. meaning construction can begin soon. Clayton Sanchez has been identified as the man killed in a rollover crash between Busby and Kirby in Bighorn County last Friday. A 29-year-old Sanchez was from Washington, but had relatives in the Lame Deer area. And firefighters continue to make good headway on the over 8,200-acre Roaring Lion fire south of Hamilton Tuesday, and the fire is now considered 60% contained. It's a brief glance at news in and around Billings and the state of Montana. LivinLargeLarry.com, live on YouTube and using the TuneIn smartphone app on your iPhones and Androids. TuneIn is a free app, so we appreciate you listening and streaming the show through LivinLargeLarry.com. Our Billings area forecast, that is on the way.
Hi, this is John Lagerquist, the voice of the Carroll College Fighting Saints for 25 years. I'm very excited about the new Montana Football Hall of Fame. Every NFL player from a Montana school since 1926 will one day be eligible for induction. Those like Carroll's Casey Fitzsimmons and over 100 others. Plan to be in Billings for the first induction class on August 12th. Listen close for ticket information.
Tickets are available at all Universal Athletic locations and at BigHuddle.com. Third-year anniversary celebration for Carrie's Massage Business. 2-part body wraps at $70 the month of August, normally $95. That'd be good for any 2 body parts that you choose. So you could choose your hips and legs or arms and belly. You can even get your face massage. Yep, it'll help tighten your chin muscles so that little flap of skin that you tend to get will shrink up just a little bit. Carrie's Massage, 928 Broadwater, suite number 204. And how about half-price reflexology massages for $15? Normally cost you $30. The reflexology is just hands and feet. Takes about 30 minutes. Includes a relaxing foot soak as well. Carrie's Massage, 3 years and going strong. 928 Broadwater, suite number 204. Best Coupon Magazine, truly in and around Billings, with an issue for different areas around Billings. Coupons that fit where you live. Hometown Values. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. If you check your mail from time to time, you'll see it. It's going to show up in your mailbox. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. Check out the new Heights edition. Also the newest Billings Laurel edition is out as well. Hometown Values with practical couponing in the magazine. Hometown Values. Trained Barber Haircuts, Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main in the Heights, the best $10 haircut ever. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, the official barber for the Livin Large Larry live show. Like him on Facebook, Jim and Austin's Barbershop up in Billings Heights. 2225 Main in the Heights, Jim and Austin's Barbershop. Proud supporters of the JCs.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
Our forecast at LivinLargeLarry.com is brought to you by Top Sandwich Company, locally owned in Billings across from Shopko. Not a bad week. Low to mid-80s for the first part of the week and mid-80s for the middle part of the week. Heading into Thursday and Friday, Saturday and Sunday, about 85 to 90. Then very little rain in our forecast. A chance of late afternoon, evening thunderstorms throughout the period. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopko in Billings. Free delivery, even one sandwich. And ask about catering at Top Sandwich Company across from Shopko in Billings.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
What is going on around town? What's happening is courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, Petrochemical, and Refinery Inspection. Bighorn Inspection, bighorninspection.com. Big event this week, a week-long event, Montana's biggest blood drive, which we're pushing here on the show through United Blood Services at 1444 Grand Avenue. And this being Wednesday, August 10th, Montana's biggest blood drive. You can contribute between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. And then Thursday, August 11th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Also on Friday, August 12th, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Week-long blood drive, Montana's biggest blood drive, held annually here in Billings through United Blood Services, 1444 Grand Avenue. You can walk in, or if you are scheduled and you want to be scheduled, then call for an appointment. United Blood Services is 248-9168 for Montana's biggest blood drive through United Blood Services. And that is what's going on around town this week. What is going on around town? What's happening is courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, Petrochemical, and Refinery Inspection. Bighorn Inspection, bighorninspection.com.
Livin' Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry live.
Morning show host Nick Tyler from KGHL, one of my co-workers at KGHL Radio, had a talk with Ranger Doug, Riders in the Sky. We're going to play back here on the show, brought to you by Keystone Mortgage. LivinLargeLarry.com, broadcasting from the Redline Computer Studios in West Billings, Montana. YouTube and the TuneIn smartphone app, all at LivinLargeLarry.com. Our replay sponsor on Livin' Large Larry Live is brought to you by Keystone Mortgage in their new location, 248-7124. And you can check them out and visit them at 2442 First Avenue North. They're right across from the pub station in downtown Billings. Keystone Mortgage Company. You aren't just a number, you're our number one priority. Keystone Mortgage. Another great experience, my wife and I, at N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, Suite number 4, over the weekend. We go probably twice a month on average. And you can actually enjoy and to take advantage of what N2 Cryotherapy is all about twice a day, actually. N2cryo.com. If you've heard us talking about cryotherapy and what it's all about, log on to N2cryo.com for a brief history as to what cryotherapy is all about, and more importantly, what N2 Cryotherapy here in Billings is all about. And Cindy Graff and her crew are very good at servicing athletes in forms of N2 Cryotherapy. Again, 805 24th Street West, Suite number 4, N2cryo.com.
A very special guest this morning. First time on the program as we get ready up in Lewistown. We got the Montana Cowboy Poetry Gathering and Western Music Rendezvous Thursday through Sunday. And on Saturday night, the 13th, we'll be kicking off. Well, going to be headlining will be Riders in the Sky, and would like to welcome to the program, of course, Ranger Doug. Ranger, good morning.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here. Good morning to you.
Heading back to Big Sky Country. Has it been a while for you?
It has been a little while, and we always love it up there. It's where our music belongs.
I'll tell you, I've been in radio 22 years. Everybody just still calls me Nick, but I understand you got a couple of pretty fun nicknames or monikers as the idol of American youth and the governor of the great state of rhythm. Not bad, man. Not bad.
Not bad, right. Especially in an election year.
That's right. All right, we're getting ready for the show again Saturday night, the 13th, up in Lewistown. We're going to have a great turnout. I figured if we could, I know I'm more of being in radio, you're going to deal with a lot of music in different genres. It's hard not to get enthralled by it and maybe pick a favorite or like it all. But understand for you, kind of a music historian, and if that'd be all right in just a few minutes, if we could talk about a book that you wrote a while back. But I was just kind of wondering if we could go back to the first time that you kind of heard maybe some of the Western music or the swing music, maybe heard the yodeling and went, whoa, I love that. Was it something you heard as a kid? Was it something maybe you picked up later on?
It was both. It was very interesting. My mom sang, and two of my uncles play guitar, never professionally or even close, but just for fun. And they sang a lot of those old songs like Red River Valley, and they were actually from northern Michigan, believe that or not.
Okay.
But, they got a great signal out of WLS Chicago and the National Barn Bands, and they learned a lot of those songs. Then when I was a kid, my dad was in the Navy for a while, and we lived in California, and I went to Knott's Berry Farm, and that's where I really heard a group called the Wagon Masters singing live Western music. And that kind of opened my eyes and ears and made me love it, because as a kid, you don't understand broken hearts and faceless houses and putting key marks in your boyfriend's truck, you know.
Sure.
But you can't understand the wide open spaces and riding with your friends, being a cowboy. So I loved it as a kid, and then as an adult, I think in 1974, I went to a Western Swing Festival, and I had become acquainted and liked the music of Bob Wills and all that.
Of course.
And the Sons of the Pioneers were on the festival, and they came out after all a days worth of beer drinking songs. Suddenly, you'd have the Timber Trail and Tumbling Tumbleweeds way out there. And, oh man, that did, as an adult, it brought me back to my childhood. But I also realized how complicated the music was and how poetic the lyrics were. And I love harmony singing, always have. So that was kind of the moment there in 1974 when I said, I want to do this too. That's for me. That's the music that speaks to me.
Ranger Doug of Riders in the Sky is my guest, and that segues real nice into my next question. I've always been really interested in engineering and producing in the studio. When you're doing Western Swing, like you said, 3 or 4 part harmonies sometimes can get very, difficult. Does it get easier or harder when you go into a range when you're in the studio after you've been working together for so long? Is it kind of something that comes together right away, or does it still take a lot of effort?
Well, it does take effort, especially to work out new tunes, but you're right, we have worked together so long that, we can just sort of say, well, why don't we flip the harmony on that line, and you go above and I'll go below, and then we do it, and it works great. We know how each other work.
All right. Do you have a routine when it comes to songwriting, Ranger Doug? A lot of writers will, some don't. Does it just kind of come to you? How do you feel about that?
I don't at all. Every time I've tried to sit down and force myself to write something, it feels like something that was sat down and forced to write.
Sure.
And when they just come to you, I mean, sometimes you struggle with getting another verse and everything, but when they just come to you, those are the natural sounding and feeling songs that actually communicate.
Could you tell us, Ranger Doug, tell us about the book you wrote in 2002, kind of put your musical history hat on. I was just wondering if there was something as you were putting that book together that maybe surprised you that you didn't think you would find out, and voila, there it is.
Well, there were many of those moments as I discovered as time went on and researching the book. For example, who was actually the singing voice of John Wayne in his one singing Western. He vowed to never do another one after the first, but his voice was dubbed in, and I discovered who is the actual singer, and an interesting history behind that. I don't know if you want to go into it, but there were a lot of moments like that that I learned from first-hand sources and from interviews I'd done, and from the hard work of other people whose work I used as research material.
Ranger Doug's my special guest. Riders in the Sky. They're going to be headlining Grand Stage Show Saturday night the 13th in Lewistown at the Montana Cowboy Poetry Gathering and Western Music Rendezvous. That Thursday through Sunday. I was wondering, you guys have been together for so long, since the early 70s. Do you have a few secrets to keeping a band together?
Oh, yes. Separate hotel rooms.
I was going to say separate buses.
you don't want roommates. No, we still have just the one.
Oh, that's great. That's great. You're heading to Lewistown. I know you've done a lot of live recording. Is this a show that maybe sometimes you record up and put in the archives?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
All right. Well, let's go from there. Let's talk, if we got it, let's talk about your radio shows. You got a lot of irons in the fire. We've got the Classic Cowboy Corral that's on satellite, and if you could also tell us about that, and then tell us about the Writers Radio Theater.
Yeah, Classic Cowboy Corral is the show we do every weekend for an hour, and it's just all the classic westerns, Dean and Roy, and Tex and Rex and the Sons of the Pioneers.
Of course.
Our sidekick, helps me with it, and we do not only the tunes that people expect, like Riders in the Sky and Tumbling Tumbleweeds and El Paso and those kind of songs, but we also dig back and do some real obscure stuff from the 20s, and then we feature some people who've been kind of forgotten, like Andy Parker and the Plainsmen, or Wesley Tuttle, that are just great. We get to expose them once again to a new generation. The Riders Radio Theater shows is a show we had on public radio from 1988 to 1996, and we did it for a number of years. It was a lot of fun. We had some great guests, Garth Brooks before he became famous.
All right.
And, Mary Chapin Carpenter, and some classic people like Bill Monroe and Frank Yankovic, Asleep at the Wheel. Anyway, we had a lot of fun doing that show, and we finally obtained the rights to it and we're now streaming it on our website at ridersinthesky.com. And you can hear every week we put up a new episode and archive them, so you can follow the cliffhanger adventures we have too, as well as the music, fake commercials. It's a spoof of like a 40s radio show.
Well, it's at the website. You can check it out if you'd like to. I got to ask you guys seem to dress kind of the way your personalities are. You got a pretty flamboyant dress, and I always appreciate that. Do you have any secrets? Does somebody help you with that? Do you got any special stores you head to if you got to pick up, something new, or if it's you're going to do something different? What do you think about that?
Well, those fancy outfits are modeled after the kind of thing that Gene Autry and Roy Rogers wore in their movies, and we have a tailor in Nashville here named Manuel, who makes some of our stuff, and another one in North Hollywood named Jaime Custom Tailor, Jaime.
Okay.
And Jaime makes a lot of my stuff. If I find a great picture or poster of Gene or Roy in a wonderful outfit, then I take it to Jaime and say, make me that in my size, and he does.
That's great. Ranger Doug's with me, Riders in the Sky. Just a minute or two, and we'll let you go. Thank you for the time today. Recently, I believe at least...
Did you hear my granddaughter sigh over there?
No, has she had enough of me already? All right. I just wanted to ask you, I believe you had a chance this year to work with Mo Bandy and Ray Stevens, and you've had many collaborations in the past. Is that something that you and the fellows enjoy?
We enjoy it a lot. We've been lucky to sing with those two, and Mo's record just came out, but we've also recorded with Kathy Mattea and
all right.
Emmylou Harris, and it's just, we enjoy that a lot. People often ask me, what'll I do when we finally do retire? And I said, well, I'll probably just start another band.
Sure, all right.
This is what I love to do, I just love it.
Well, Ranger Doug, thank you for your time today. We want to welcome you and, of course, the Riders in the Sky back to Montana. You can go to their website. They have a mailing list for Twitter. And you want to find out that information, you can do so. And we'll see you coming up on Saturday night the 13th. Looking forward to your music, and we welcome you back to Montana up in Lewistown, Ranger Doug.
Well, thank you. We also we're also on Facebook, as is Classic Cowboy Corral is on Facebook, too, so you can find us there as well.
Okay.
We're really looking forward to coming back to the Big Sky Country. We love it.
Well, you're going to have a great time. This is right up your alley for when it comes to performing, and it's going to be a very exciting show, and a great crowd always shows up, too. So you take care, and thanks for your time, Ranger Doug.
Thank you, Nick. I really appreciate you taking the time.
You're welcome. Ranger Doug, Riders in the Sky, again headlining Saturday night, the 13th, Lewistown. It's the Montana Cowboy Poetry Gathering and Western Music Rendezvous. They'll have a question and answer session that afternoon at 1:45. Doors will open at 6, shows at 7, of course, at the Fergus Center. Get your tickets at Don's store or 538-4575.
A quote from Brown's Automotive here in Billings. We promise you cost-effective solutions to get you back in the driver's seat. If you want true experience and dedication to the craft of auto repair, Brown's Automotive. For over 60 years now, Brown's Auto Service has delivered rock-star customer service. 4 locations around Billings: Brown's Auto Service on Broadwater, Brown's West Auto Service, corner of Rosebud and 20th Street. A couple of Brown's locations downtown. The Automatic Transmission Company is at 13th Street North and 1st Avenue North. And Brown's Rebuild Center is downtown, 18th Street North and 2nd Avenue North. Brown's Automotive in Billings. BrownsAutoBillings.com. All kinds of blinds, MT.com. Cellular blinds, looking for vertical blinds or those woven woods, or if you have an idea how to dress up your window but you need the experts, then talk to All Kinds of Blinds. And for security window film, All Kinds of Blinds has that for you as well. All Kinds of Blinds in Billings, allkindsofblindsmt.com, and they have a great service area around the metropolitan area of Billings, Montana, too. allkindsofblindsmt.com.
The return of football is just around the corner, and what a better way to prime your gridiron pump than to rub shoulders and listen to the stories of a collection of the state's best. Hi, everybody. Mick Holdeen here, inviting you to the inaugural induction of the Montana Football Hall of Fame in Billings.
An inaugural induction ceremony will be held August 12th at the Billings Hotel and Convention Center. Go to Montana Football Hall of Fame on Facebook. Tickets are available at all Universal Athletic locations or online at bighuddle.com.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
Keystone Mortgage has moved to a much larger location. Keystone Mortgage is our underwriter for our replay of the show, our podcast. Keystone Mortgage, purchase, refinance, investment properties, second home, anything dealing with mortgages. You aren't just a number, you're our number one priority. And that slogan fits. Keystone Mortgage Company, Keystone Mortgage, KeystoneHomeLoans.com. They are locally owned and operated, and you can search them out on Facebook. Facebook, just type in the keyword, the Keystone.
Mandy Thompson is on our show today, Livin Large Larry, live at livinlargelarry.com. Hello, Mandy, how are you?
Good, and you?
I'm doing good. You're hanging in there. Talk about Hallie a little bit and what's going on. I know there's a GoFundMe account for her, but talk the basics as to what Hallie's all about.
Well, Hallie was born on March 24th of 2009, and 6 weeks after she was born, she was hospitalized with an NGI tube and later diagnosed with GERD, which is heartburn reflex. She later grew out of it when she was 3.5. Last year in December, she came down with mono, and she didn't have the tiredness, she didn't have anything, she's energetic. She had an enlarged spleen and liver. So basically, they sent us home, and she kept telling me her tummy hurt. I took her to her pediatrician and her GI, and they said it was her GERD, which came back. So she outgrew it and then got it back. They put her on Prazosec for her GERD. The GI doctor did, and she kept telling me her tummy hurt. So I took her in to the ER. They did an X-ray and found out that she was constipated.
How old is Hallie right now? 3.5?
She's 7.
She's
right
7 now. I see. Okay.
So she was constipated, so they admitted her and gave her Marilax and everything else and tried to clean her out. We went home, and a week later we ended up back in the hospital with an NGI tube with a drip system going into her system to clean her out.
How common is all this type of medical problems at Hallie's age with society? I mean, isn't she a little bit young for all of this to be happening to her?
She is too young for this to happening. It all started basically when she was born with GERD. They didn't know when she was little, when she was hospitalized at 6 weeks old, they were going to do surgery on her and put a Teflon, go in her esophagus and put a Teflon around it to see if that would help. But since they put her on medicine, that seemed to help it. But now, since she ended up with mono last December, it has brought everything back.
Mono's a tough thing. I mean, once you get rid of it, and if it does come back, boy, it can really mess things up, and that's kind of the picture you're painting here. So with regards to the GoFundMe account, what is the money you raise through GoFundMe for? Surely you have insurance, correct?
She has insurance. The GoFundMe is, we're headed to Denver the end of August. They are going to do a mobility testing on her stomach.
And what exactly is mobility testing?
Her stomach's in her muscles to see if they are working properly, because when she goes to the bathroom, she does not basically release all of it.
I see.
So it starts to build up, and that's basically when we have to go back in the hospital and they have to put an NGI tube into her and clean her out again.
So are you looking at going to Denver for a couple of days, a week, or what's?
We will be in Denver for 2 days.
Okay, you're looking for the GoFundMe to help with expenses, lodging,
yes,
and things like that down there. All right.
Yes.
Well, first and foremost, we hope and wish the best and pray the best for Hallie at the end of the day. How are her spirits?
Her spirits are good. She's ready to go to Denver, and Mom and Dad are ready to get some answers.
Yeah, because summertime's almost over, and this has probably been a pretty tough several months for Hallie.
Yes. There's also, if Western Security I set up an account at Western Security,
okay,
too, and it's Hallie Thompson's Benefit Fund, where you can go make a donation to.
And if somebody was to log on to GoFundMe, what are the keywords for that account?
Hallie's Denver trip.
All right, very simple. Anything we missed? Anything you want to add, Mandy?
There is also Cincy and a Pampered Chef going on, fundraising on the Facebook page. And I have attached those on the GoFundMe page, too.
All right, very good. We will get the word out, Mandy Thompson, and again, best wishes to Hallie, and let's all be strong for her and get her over the hump, so to speak.
All right, thank you.
Fitness is found in many things. Working out, also through cryotherapy. N2 Cryotherapy in Billings since last July, and the business has really expanded. Talk to Cindy Graff and her crew at N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, Suite number 4, and N2Cryo.com for details, a little history about what cryotherapy is, how it'll help you. And right now she's got a great contingent of athletes, and we're talking from middle school to high school to the professional ranks as well. Ask her about it. N2 Cryotherapy, and ask for the introductory offer as well. n2cryo.com. You can set up an appointment online as well. I get my haircut every 6 weeks from Jim and Austin's Barbershop in Billings Heights at 2225 Main Street in the Heights. The best $10 haircut you'll ever have. And Jim and Austin's Barbershop, they're trained to be barbers. Basic haircut, $10, 10 minutes in and out. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main in the Billings Heights. And like them on Facebook, Jim and Austin's Barbershop in Billings Heights.
Livin' Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry live.
Evacuation orders are over. I'm Livin' Large Larry. Residents who had been evacuated due to the Roaring Lion fire southwest of Hamilton have been allowed to return home. The Ravalli County Sheriff's Office says 16 homes were burned by the fire. That is up from the initial count of 14. A 19-year-old man has been hospitalized after a 20 to 30-foot fall on Montana's highest peak. The Park County Sheriff's Office says that the man had been climbing Granite Peak with his father on Monday when he fell near the summit of the 12,800-foot peak. 2 Bozeman men have filed a complaint with the Human Rights Bureau saying the State Division of Child and Family Services discriminated against them as they sought to adopt a foster child. They say state employees subjected them to anti-gay comments, sabotaged their application, and that one worker told them they'd, quote, be at the bottom of my list for foster placement, end quote. Though Montana's wheat farmers are reporting a large harvest this year, the producers aren't reaping many profits due to low prices. Winter wheat values dropped as low as $2.16 a bushel this year, meaning many farmers from Montana will lose money on grain. Bear trapping efforts are underway at Yellowstone National Park as part of an annual animal count. Biologists began trapping grizzly bears at the park on Monday, and that will continue through October 31st. A man driving a van came away relatively unscathed from a collision with a Montana Rail Link train on Saturday between Big Timber and Livingston at a fishing access at mile marker 350. The train was going slowly. Nobody on the train was hurt. Hundreds of lightning strikes on the Bitterroot National Forest last weekend had firefighters keeping a close eye out for any new smoke on the horizon, so to speak. The concern now is once temperatures rebound toward the end of the week, some holdover fires started by lightning will flare up. And the Billings City Council approved an ordinance allowing dogs and cats on leash into developed parks Monday in Billings, but with a caveat: they can't come in until 5,000 or more of their canine and feline colleagues are licensed. 5,000 to 10,000 must be licensed. The U.S. picked up 2 more Olympic gold medals yesterday, both coming in the pool. Ryan Murphy finished first, and David Plummer of the U.S. took bronze in the men's 100-meter backstroke. Lily King held off a late-charging Yulifa Efimova to win the 100-meter breaststroke, with American Catherine Mele earning the bronze. The Mariners earned a 3-0 win over Detroit, which gives Cleveland a 2.5-game lead over the Tigers in the AL Central. Hisashi Wakuma struck out 8, scattered 5 hits over 7 innings to win for the 7th time in his last 8 starts. Seattle remains 7 games behind the AL West leading Rangers, who scored 3 times in the 9th to beat Colorado 4-3. State regional news and sports. I'm Livin' Large Larry.
No disrespect to the industry, but there seems to be coupons for everything. And if you want the real coupon magazine, Hometown Values coupon magazine, a coupon book you can read, and practical couponing. Hometown Values, check them out. Different Hometown Values magazines for each part of the city. Hometown Values, Billings and Laurel. Log on to myhometownvalues.com. 3rd year anniversary celebration for Carrie's Massage Business. 2-part body wraps at $70 the month of August, normally $95. That'd be good for any 2 body parts that you choose. So you could choose your hips and legs, or arms and belly. You can even get your face massage. Yep. It'll help tighten your chin muscles so that little flap of skin that you tend to get will shrink up just a little bit. Carrie's Massage, 928 Broadwater, suite number 204. And how about half-price reflexology massages for $15? Normally costs you $30. The reflexology is just hands and feet. Takes about 30 minutes. Includes a relaxing foot soak as well. Carrie's Massage, 3 years and going strong. 928 Broadwater, suite number 204.
Brittany Higgs with us, founder and CEO of Run for Her campaign. And a little bit of background from you, Brittany. What are you all about?
Okay, so the Her campaign is an organization, and our desire has been to propel an uprising against human trafficking in our community through awareness, community, and restoration. And so that's kind of what we're up to.
And how did you get into this line of work, Brittany?
Well, a few years ago, I met a girl by the name of Kristen Steingraber, and she's the co-founder of the Her campaign. And she had just gone on a missions trip overseas in Nepal to do some work with human trafficking victims. They actually went and visited brothels in the red light district. And when she came back, she told me the story of what she saw over there and a little bit about human trafficking, and it completely broke my heart. And together we decided to make a difference in our community, because come to find out, this is actually a huge problem right here at home as well.
Yeah, and I mean, human trafficking has kind of like revitalized itself in the news. We hate to say that, but it has over the last, I'd say, 3 to 5 years worldwide, and even here in around Billings, Montana.
Exactly, that's so true. There are an overwhelming amount of homeless kids and teens here in Billings, an estimated 600 kids, and those are prime targets for sex traffickers. And so it's a huge issue in our community for sure.
Have you ever heard of the Tumbleweed organization here in Billings?
Yep.
And how's that relationship been going with Tumbleweed?
Oh, good. And I think what they're doing is absolutely wonderful, and they are making huge waves against trafficking here in Billings. So awesome organization.
So the Her campaign, how can people get involved and help grow this organization?
Sure. Well, right now, we have some pretty exciting things happening. We are working on the restoration side of the Her campaign, and we have a run coming up on August 28th. It's going to be at Josephine Crossing, and the run itself starts at 5 o'clock, and the event goes until 8. We are going to have a concert and food trucks, and it's just going to be a great time for runners that are serious about competition, but also just families. You know, bring your strollers, bring your kids out, and have a good time. And this event is to raise money to fight human trafficking here in our community. And at the run, we are going to make a huge announcement. There's some really exciting things that we're doing right here in Montana, and so we're going to announce that at the run. So come and support and help the cause by coming to the run at the end of the month.
Where have you seen and learned more about human trafficking, including Billings, and your travels so far?
I actually took a trip this last year to Iraq to also do human trafficking stories. We went with an organization that goes over there frequently to help women that have been sex trafficked through ISIS and through the refugees camps over there. On that trip, there's a lot of people that have an organization that work here in the U.S. as well. And that's really where I started to understand the gravity of trafficking in the U.S. and specifically Montana. We've learned that because of our interstates, we have a ton of traffic going through, and it's kind of a sweet spot for traffickers because of the interstates that run through Montana. So we're kind of a hub. And yeah, like I said, the homeless population here in Billings is a huge issue.
I see that from my notes here, Run for Her, the Her campaign, you're looking for sponsors in different levels. How can we help out that way?
We still are looking for a few business sponsors that would like to partner with us for the run. And so if you're interested in that, yeah, definitely get a hold of us. You can contact us via email or visit our Facebook page. It's just under the Her campaign.
All right, Brittany Higgs, give us your phone number, and you're at 1411 Wicks Lane, 59105.
Yes, that's correct. And my phone number is 970-580-5477.
All right, before we let you go, give us the bullet points again of the Run for Her coming up in August.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Our Run for Her 5K is going to be August 28th, and it starts at 5, goes till 8, and we're going to have a concert and food trucks after the run. So come out. It's going to be a great time.
Josephine Crossing, and will there be some speakers
Yes.
as well to maybe answer some questions about human trafficking?
Yep, there is going to be a presentation to kind of bring awareness to the community about human trafficking, and then we have some awesome events and news coming up. So that's all going to be shared at the run.
All right, very good. Brittany Higgs, Run for Her, the Her campaign. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, we are live, back live, liveandlargelarry.com, Redline Computer Studios, West Billings, across from Goodwill. And what a nice day here. And the lady you see in the split screen, that is Carrie from Carrie's Massage Therapy.
Hello, guys.
And Carrie's been on the show many times since I launched in November. How are things?
Things are good.
Before we forget, shout out to your coffee girl.
Oh, yeah. So I went to the Bean Grinder right there on 24th, and Miss Astra made my coffee. Amazing.
What kind
I love
is
it.
that?
It is white chocolate mocha.
See, when you Facebooked me this morning and asked, I should have said yes, because
That's right.
I do iced mochas too, except I use dark chocolate.
But instead you went for the sludge.
I went for the radio
Morning
station sludge. And if I look at my cup, there's a few campground grounds in there, but yeah, we were talking about that. Both our dads back in the day would bring their old style coffee pots and with the grounds in the aluminum container and camping, and that would be the coffee.
And then they'd bring it home after camping and still use it.
Yeah.
So.
It's like, yeah. But times have changed. Not too much, apparently. So, all right, let's, before we get into some of the specials for August, congratulations on your new Carrie's Massage Therapy on your own.
Thank you.
It's been going well for you. I follow you on
well.
Facebook, and you seem happy and bubbly as ever.
And this month is going to be going on 3 years.
In your career.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your location on Broadwater, give us the exact location. We know it's above Bold on
That's
Broadwater.
right. Well, it's 928 Broadwater, Suite 204. And the best way to describe it is it's above the Bold Academy, because you have to go up the stairs into the office space.
Yeah. It's a good location.
It is.
Yeah, it's a busy
nice
street.
Space.
Yeah. Has your clientele increased since you moved over there?
Yeah, I had a couple come back, and I gained a couple more, and so things are good.
Do you get a lot of guys or more girls, or?
It's about half and half. And I even sometimes I'll get like the school athletes.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah. So you're in a very competitive industry, Carrie.
I am.
And how do you? I couldn't do that. There's almost too much competition. But how do you set yourself apart from the competition?
You just have good specials, and you
well, you can understand.
Care about how people feel, and you just remember that it's about their comfort. You want to make them comfortable. So
I see numerous posts, and I've had it on my show many times over the several months you've been advertising about prenatal massage is important.
It is. I always see posts about who does it or how it's done, and I am all about making that person comfortable. Mm-hmm. So if I have to take pillows and prop you up until you hit the ceiling, basically to make you more comfortable, I will, because I always like to say, you live in your body, not me. So you need to tell me when you get uncomfortable with something, and then we fix it.
Is prenatal massage, can any massage therapist do that, or is there other training for that?
There is extra training for it, and most of us have it. You just want to make sure you ask if they have it or if their insurance covers it.
Because that's kind of touchy. I mean, you're talking about a baby.
It can be. Yeah. Well, it can be. Yeah. But if you are careful and if you have your extended education, then it's not that scary.
Good to know. Talk about some of your August specials coming up.
So I'm doing a reflexology special, which is just hands and feet. It lasts about a half hour, and that one's $15. And then I'm doing a body wrap special where we can wrap any two parts of you if you want. I'll even wrap your head all the way up to your face.
I saw that when you sent me the email for my copy this month.
$70 instead of $95.
I saw that. Wrap your head. You sent me a copy. Yeah. Every month you send me a copy for the show, and you're pretty funny.
Oh, thanks.
And I read it. I'm thinking, does she really want me to say I'll even wrap your? I'm thinking, yeah, that's Carrie. She does want me to say I'll even wrap your head. But reflexology. Talk a bit about reflexology and what exactly it is.
So there are like pressure points or points in your hands and feet that connect to like your bladder or your digestive system. And if you take the time to massage it. It just kind of helps get everything flowing a little bit better. And it's actually really involved. So I was surprised when I learned about it, how much goes into it. But you'd come in, you'd get a relaxing foot soak with it, and then we'll massage your hands and your feet, and you'll feel better, and it'll be great.
Well, I go to the chiropractor once a month just for maintenance. I had a back injury about a year ago, and the trick to that, probably in massage world as well, is once you are massaged or treated through chiropractic or even into cryotherapy, once you're treated for an injury, if you go back for maintenance, you'll be better off.
Right.
They talk about reflexology all the time.
Yeah. Well, it's really starting to take off. It seems like everybody's starting to offer some version of it. So
yeah, and that's a good thing.
It's something, if you really want to know more about, like, you could spend forever just reading up on it, because it really is fascinating.
Yeah. So when you went to school for massage therapy, how long was your initial training?
Well, the state mandates that you take 600 hours, so we did 6 months.
Whoa.
And then, but there is a school here in Billings that does, I believe, 900 hours.
Is that Eric Hart? Do you know Eric Hart?
No, I think it's like the Moss Main. It's up there behind Serendipity.
Yeah, there's a couple of those massage therapy schools.
And there's a new one opening, I heard, so there's going to be 2 schools and 1 chiropractor office.
What an industry. Well, you got into the right industry.
It's crazy.
Yeah, good for you.
That's why it's so competitive.
Yeah,
There's so many of us.
So when you came out of school and you started, doing this professionally as Carrie's massage therapy, I mean, you've grown along the way. You're up above Bold now. Do you recall your very first day being on your own as a professional?
Oh, I was so nervous.
Compared to now?
Yes. Like, I was just so nervous, and I was just like, please let me get this right.
Were you that nervous?
I was.
Like the first day at school?
When we went through our education, the last 3 months we took people in from the community.
Oh, like guinea pigs?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what hairstylists do.
That, like, my first one, I remember I was standing outside the door trying not to hyperventilate, and I was so nervous, and I was like, please let me get this right.
And you got it right, apparently.
And I got it right. And look at me now.
Knowing you, Carrie, I just can't see you being nervous. I'm thinking, what?
I was.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing, though.
It is, because that just means you want to get it right.
Yeah, I go back to I remember my first day on radio 35 years ago. I'm not kidding. That's why I bring it up with you. And as you were talking, I was thinking to my first day on radio, same thing. Fredericktown, Missouri. Yeehaw, down from St. Louis, about 80 miles, a town of about probably 3,000 people in Fredericktown. My first day, I over-prepped the show, had this much show prep for a 3-hour show, didn't need it. Wrote everything out. My first day on radio was an absolute disaster.
Was it?
Because I overthought everything. And then on day 2, I went back to my training in broadcast school, and that worked.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, that just means you want to get it right.
Yeah, and I 35 years later, I guess I'm getting it right. So, all right, we're proud of you. What kind of things are coming up for the end of summer, leading into fall? What should we know about massage therapy?
With everybody doing like the hustle and bustle of school shopping and getting everybody ready, if you guys go to my Facebook page, where it's just Carrie's Massage Therapy, I'll probably post another.
Don't overthink it.
Figure,
it's
right?
Perfect.
I'll probably post another special for the beginning of the school year. I'm not quite sure what that would be yet, but it'll probably be good, because they always are.
Do you reach out to the schools? You mentioned the school athletes and stuff. Do you reach out to the the athletic directors of schools for some therapy options?
I don't. They usually find me.
Oh, good to hear.
Well, and I have a daughter in high school, so she's always like passing out my card.
Wow, you got a non-commissioned salesperson.
Like, she'll take a stack of cards to school with her.
That's
and
perfect.
Like, if she hears anyone say I've got a bad back, she'll be like, your mom should call my mom.
Don't you love that?
Like, give them a card.
That's what school does she go to?
She goes to West.
What is her name?
Her name is Nikki.
Yeah.
She's on like this big camp retreat right now, so she's probably not even listening.
Yeah, well, this is a podcast.
I know.
And you just
I'll have to call her and tell her.
Go to the website and you'll find the file, and she can see all this.
Yep, but Nikki that goes to West.
That's pretty cool. She's like your liaison between athletes.
Oh, I had this shirt made for her for like one thing we did. I don't remember. It was when we first started, and she'll wear it to school still to this day.
She's proud of Mom.
And she'll just be like, yeah, that's what my mom does.
My kids went to Billings West.
Did they?
Yeah. It seems like a lot of most of my guests. If I had 10 guests lined up, 9 would say, "Yeah, my kids went to Billings West."
I do like West.
Yeah, it's one of the best, and yeah, it's good to hear. But I with the explosion of sports in Billings and surrounding towns, I can imagine that your athletic business will only increase.
Well, and that's the thing. They'll see me on Billings Classified or Billings for Sale, and they'll contact me and say, hey, my son does football.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, great. Let's with minors we have to have like a parental sign off because they're minors,
typical,
but still can be done.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty cool. All right. So leading into fall and winter. Any goals, aspirations?
I at 6 months, I want to have my sign up in front of the building. That's my biggest one so far.
We were talking about that off the air. We can talk about it now that we're on the air. Is that as business owners, me included, you have to pace yourself on your business plan.
Right.
If you put that sign up, like when you contacted me for advertising several months ago, had you had a goal of getting that sign up, and you if your goal was 6 months and you put it up the first month, you did wrong. But you're waiting. You're patiently waiting.
Right. You got to pace yourself.
Yeah. Well, if we advertise your location through social media, through radio, through other creative means of advertising, then when your sign pops up, it'll be a lot more effective, I think. Yeah, I can't wait to see the logo.
So hopefully my sign will go up soon.
Do you have logo ideas or?
I actually just have that little flower logo that I use on my Facebook
so you can
page.
use that.
Yeah.
Of course, it'll be a lot larger.
I don't want anything super busy, because me. I'm not someone who is super busy with their design.
I'm the same way.
Simple.
Yeah.
Simple but nice.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
I see a lot of logos, and when I designed my logo for the show, the green caricature of my face with my name, the first logo company, I'll leave the name out of it, all due respect, they came back with what I thought was too busy.
I saw a sign the other day, and it had to me it looked like graffiti because it was so busy and so colorful, and it kind of hurt my eyes.
It was probably really pretty though.
It was pretty.
However,
but it was busy.
Right, and when you get a busy logo, marketing 101 is in my world, if I can't tell what a business is, or in a listener's case, if they can't see that. There's me with a microphone with some color in the background and my name. If they can't figure out what that is, that's their problem. If I had a bunch of busy stuff going on in there and they couldn't figure it out in 7 seconds, I wasted my money.
No.
Yep. Because if you're driving down Broadwater, when your sign's up, they better be able to see your sign.
Well, my Jeep is tagged with my business name and my phone number, and I will actually have people stop at the stoplights and talk to me and ask for cards.
You got groupies.
Which by the way, guys, it's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
That's funny.
So just know you're not the only one that does it.
That is funny.
Yeah, they'll stop if I'm at a red light. They'll stop and talk to me and ask for cards while we're sitting at the red light. It's great. I love it.
What an entrepreneur story that is.
I know. Well, at first, the first time it happened, I kind of looked over at the guy. I was like, "This is what?" And then I was like, "This is what happens when you have your business name and your phone number on the back of your car.
It works.
It happens. Stuff like that happens all the time."
Well, I'm going to go out and get my logo splashed all over my truck now that I know that it does work.
It does work.
Because Carrie, my wife, told me a couple of months ago, says you need to get your logo on your big white Dodge truck.
Right.
I go,
you should put
it'll
Make
clash.
sure you put it on the back if you can. That way.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
It's just not like the left-hand people that see it.
Yeah. That's true.
If everybody wants to see it, you'll have to turn a corner.
Yeah, we're thinking tailgate, or maybe my back window, and then it's a full cab pickup, so there's 4 doors. So we're thinking if we do it on the sides, it won't be on the front doors, but we'll put them on both back doors and the tailgate or the back window. Again, I don't want to wrap. I don't want to wrap my truck.
Right.
To me, that's like, God, give me the glasses. I can't make it. I can't make some wraps. I can't make out. Talk about being too busy.
Right.
So you got to be careful about that. But I'm glad your marketing is working.
Yeah.
Talk about creative marketing. That is creative marketing.
So just be ready.
Yeah. Oh, look out.
I read the stoplights. They'll stop and talk to you.
Give us a phone number for people that want to make appointments with you.
It's 406-702-0737.
All right, 928 Broadwater, Suite 204, above Bold And look for Carrie's Massage Therapy's brand new sign coming in next month or two, 3?
Maybe 3.
3 months, so maybe by the end of the year,
Hopefully.
to be safe.
Definitely, hopefully by April.
And follow Carrie on Facebook. And you can even ask to be your personal friend, too, because you're kind of fun to follow on Facebook.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, we talked about the coffee, and I think I'm good.
You did well.
Thank you.
We'll bring you back hopefully next month or so.
That would be nice.
Back to school with Carrie.
Right.
Carrie's Massage Therapy. Thank you.
We can talk about the weight of the backpacks on the sign or something.
Yes.
See, there you go.
Boy, good tease. Thanks, Carrie.